Two Rivers Talks is brought to you by Two Rivers Biz Starts. Also by Two Rivers Main Street. And by Raleigh Point Economic Advising. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Two Rivers Talks with Darla and Todd. If you hadn't noticed, there's no Darla today. She's actually having some internet ailments. Can't get her internet service provider to work, so I am flying solo today for our interviews. However, you are most welcome, and we are Two Rivers Talks, your connection to all things Two Rivers. If you're from Two Rivers, used to be from Two Rivers, or want to be from Two Rivers, you'll find news, fine music, arts, and more here. In this episode today, we're going to be speaking with Marty Gregory and Perry Kidder of the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, and I'll be learning a little bit about vessel examinations, search and rescue, other things that the Coast Guard does here in the Two Rivers Manitowoc area. So sorry I'm missing Darla for this today. She usually enjoys this portion the most. The word of the day. Darla, for those of you joining us for the first time, Darla usually tries to stump me with the word of the day, and she got me on this one. I have not heard this word before. It is called Marty, M-A-R-D-Y. And that's nothing to do with Marty, who is our guest, one of our guests here today. Marty means grumpy or moody or sulky. So, for example, he's a good old chap, but he sometimes comes home in a Marty after stopping at the pub. Or in a second example, Pa would rise before daylight, had kicked nighttime into touch. He'd return after dark when he'd be Marty until he'd eaten. That's from Bernardine Evaristo, Blonde Roots, 2009. I have no idea where Darla gets those things from. It's a lot of fun, but thankfully I'm not here alone. I'll be rescued by two friends who've been on the show before, Marty and Perry, and let me welcome them here into the stream. Hi, Marty. Hi, Perry. How are you guys today?
Doing fine.
Great, Todd. Thank you for having us.
Oh, we're so excited to have you guys back. I know we were going to do a sort of an on-site interview with you guys when you were doing vessel inspections or examinations earlier this year, but that just didn't happen, did it?
No, COVID derailed that for us, as it did for many activities.
Yeah, unfortunately, and I want to get into a discussion of that a little bit, but just by way of introductions, to begin with here, I did mention you both have connections with the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary. More specifically, Marty is our local coordinator with the flotilla that's out of Nina Menasha, and Perry, you are the vice commander of the flotilla and also responsible for vessel examinations. Is that correct?
That's correct, Todd. I'm the officer in charge of vessel examinations, along with being vice commander. Yeah.
Great. Now, how did the two of you get involved with the Coast Guard to begin with?
Go ahead, Marty.
I went to a training class here in Two Rivers, and just like the guys I met, and I'd been active in boats for years, and I just thought it'd be a fun way because I was brand new to the neighborhood. I'd moved up from Georgia.
Okay. Fantastic.
And for me, about 20 years ago, I moved to the shores of Lake Winnebago. I live in the east shores of Lake Winnebago. And I observed the Coast Guard Auxiliary in action many times, especially search and rescue. And I realized that these people were really, really important. And what the work that they did was quite important. And I happened to have a friend who was in this Nina Menasha flotilla, 4703, and he invited me to come and meet some of the folks, etc., which I did. And it didn't take very long to sign up, get on board, and go through the extensive training that we do. And it's been extremely rewarding, and I've really enjoyed it.
That's wonderful. And just for those viewers who have happened to notice, there's a slight flicker to Perry's screen. And that was because of the storm last night. I think it affected your webcam, right?
It did. It wasn't doing this until this morning. We lost power at least 3 times that I know of.
Hopefully that clears up for you, but we're glad you're still able to join us here. So tell us a little bit about what's been going on with the Coast Guard Auxiliary during the pandemic time. I know that there was a postponement of the vessel examinations that were to take place was that in June that was supposed to happen?
That's correct, Todd. Yeah, we had all of our different vessel examination activities all lined up, and we were all ready to go. And then, of course, COVID really put us on the sidelines, as I said, as it did for many, many activities. But out of concern for the safety of not only the boaters, but also for our Coast Guard Auxiliary members, we had to back it down. We were put on standby mode and quite limited in our activities. We were able to do some training missions, and that was very valuable for us. We were able to do, as the season went on and the procedures were developed by the Coast Guard, we were able to then, at the end of the season, do some vessel examinations. That was a blessing for us. Not only could we certify some of the boats, recreational boats, but also we were able to get 3 more vessel examiners certified. So they'll be all ready to go at the beginning of this next season, hopefully, assuming that COVID doesn't sideline us again for a while.
Sure.
Which I'm not anticipating that, because I think we've got some pretty good procedures down to protect everybody involved.
I'd love to hear a little bit about those, but for individuals who had a boat and they intended to get out on the waters over the summer, but they didn't get the examination, was there any consequence to that, to them not having a certification of some sort?
No, not at all. What we do is these are voluntary vessel exams, and essentially what we're doing is just trying to perpetuate boater safety. So these are voluntary. We're not a law enforcement agency, so if we find that, for example, some lights are not working or the ventilation system isn't doing what it's supposed to do, the only thing we do is we identify that for the boater. We try to facilitate them getting that fixed. We're more than willing to come back after that issue is fixed, so that we can, in fact, get them certified, and then they would receive a decal. There's this one right here. Let's see. There we go.
Oh, very nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and what that does is it says that they've gone through the certification process. Normally, you're looking at a 30-minute investment in time. Some folks who just automatically do this every year, they've got it down to a science. They know what we're looking for, so they have everything out and ready to go. And frankly, we can get those done in 15 minutes. So it's not a huge time investment, and there's really no downside to it. Because they say we're just going through to identify to make sure that your boat is safe and ready to go.
That's fantastic. And then Marty, are you one of the examiners as well?
No, I didn't finish my thing, because when they put a halt to certifying new examiners, I figured I'd be 75 years old before I got qualified. And I was like, well, we won't do that. But I am trying to stay active in lining up the exams and things like that. Like, okay, I'll be sending Perry a complete list of all the marinas here in Two Rivers and Manitowoc. We're pretty sure we got them all, but I'm going to check again. And if the libraries and other places were open, I'd be hanging signs, making, so people would know.
Got it.
But
But you're a vital local connection then to connecting people with these examination resources so that they can be certified for safety. So that's great.
Yeah, well, as you know, I'm a member of Northeast Wisconsin Great Lakes Sports Fishermen, so I know dozens of guys who go fishing, and we have 300 members and we probably got 200 boats, so and they all needed an exam. So that's why I'm active as I am.
Yeah.
And Todd, I would say that Marty is essential personnel for us. He knows all of the people at the marinas. He knows where the marinas are and the capacity of the marinas, et cetera. So in the planning process, I mean, we come in totally prepared because of Marty. And that's really been a huge advantage for us that we would not have without him. So we're very appreciative of his efforts, and it makes our days go very smooth, and we get a lot of certifications and vessel examinations done because of him.
That's fantastic. You mentioned a little bit earlier that there are some guidelines that you're not following for COVID. I assume you got some directions from the CDC about how to go about safely conducting some vessel examinations.
Yeah, essentially, we receive all of the same information that the Coast Guard does, and we operate within the confines of how the Coast Guard does. So yeah, we everything from PPE to knowing distances to stay away, how to do a vessel exam without getting into areas. In other words, sometimes getting into the engine compartment, those tight spaces, is there a way around that? Can we use mirrors instead of actually physically getting down there? Just extend a mirror down in there. A number of different things that make it safer for everybody involved, which is obviously number one. Job number one is to make sure it's safe for everybody. And then when we do it, to give you an example, this is the vessel exam safety checklist. Let me see if I can do this again.
There we
and
go.
What you're going to see is we go through, and it's everything from display of numbers to making sure your registration and documentation is appropriate. PFDs, in other words, personal flotation devices, or life vests, to make sure they're certified and that they are in fact in workable condition. Visual distress signals, ventilation, backfire control, backfire flame control if you have that type of boat, fire extinguishers, ventilation, sound producing devices, your navigation lights, marine sanitation devices, navigation rules, etc. I could go on, but we have a detailed list that we go through and make sure that all of those are in order. And then we have another detailed list that essentially is just things that we talk about and things we recommend. So we might talk about the 1/3, 1/3, 1/3 fuel rule. And essentially that means 1/3 of your fuel to go out, 1/3 on site, and 1/3 to come back. And, we'll talk about how much line you need for your anchor line in relationship to the depths that you're going to be out in. So just a lot of different things like that. We talk about if you have an accident, what are the state of Wisconsin rules and regulations for that? When do you need to report it? When do you not need to report it, etc. So, and again, I can go on, but we talk about a number of different things like that so that we have not only a safe vessel when we're done, but we have an informed boater as well, so that they're very aware of that. We also make sure that everybody has the most recent Wisconsin rules and regulations, because it's very simple, easy to understand rules and regulations. And if you go through this book, what you're going to find is our checklist is exactly in the same order, and it's essentially making sure that you're adhering to all the rules and regulations that the DNR has for the state of Wisconsin, so that again you're informed and aware of what the rules and regulations are, and then in fact it is being shown, or it's, in other words, your vessel is doing or has those pieces of equipment and or essentially everything you need to be safe and certified.
That's fantastic, and it's good for people to be aware that you are a resource to help them, be more aware of the way to be safe on the water. I have to ask this because obviously we're an entertainment show too. But do you recall any incidences where a boat that you examined was just so comically not supposed to be on the water that that you had to break bad news to somebody about it?
I've not seen a whole lot of boats that are seaworthy. I can recall one that was it was taking on more water than it should.
Oh,
And because it was below the deck line, the owner really didn't realize that until we got down deep into there and we're checking the bilge and realized that this boat's taking on water. So that was a very relieved boater to find that out before he ever got on the road.
yeah.
We found things where people will have the proper PFDs, but they're still in the package that they came in from the store they bought it at. And so we're going to suggest to them, let's get those out of that package and let's have them somewhere where they're ready to go. You don't want to be unpackaging them when you need them. So it's little things like that. But for the most part, I at least my experience has found that Wisconsin boaters, for the most part, are pretty astute. And, maybe it's because of all the water we have around here and the fact that most of us, if we don't have a boat ourselves, we know somebody that does, etc. And Wisconsin people tend to, to be aware of it and be serious about the safety in boating. And that's, we see that a lot. So we see a lot more positive than we do negative.
That's actually very reassuring to hear that there's a healthy respect for the water here in the state. So I think just to kind of wrap up a little bit, when are vessel examiners coming back to the Two Rivers Manitowoc area? When can we look forward to that?
Well, Marty was good enough to help set up Manitowoc Marina. Chris over at Manitowoc Marina has been very helpful, good to work with. So that's going to be June 5th of 2021, of course. And, we'll be there for a good part of the day where we'll do we'll not only do vessel examinations at Manitowoc Marina, but Scott, for example, over at Seagull and Two Rivers has been another great supporter, so we'll be there as well. And then, as Marty said, and I'll turn it over to Marty, but we have a lot of other locations. So what we're going to do is we're going to get as many vessel examiners as possible so that we can get these done and expedited so it's not holding boaters up. And I think we'll have a large number of vessel examiners come over in order to facilitate that day. But it's going to be a great day. Marty, you want to add anything to that?
This year, now we're going to get, again, on the city calendars for both Two Rivers and Manitowoc, and we'll have posters up around town. And this year we're going to put the website where the boat owner could pop up the form and he could have it filled out with the registration and all the other details. And the reason being is that's the longest part of the exam is getting that form filled out. It really speeds it up if we've got the paperwork right there ready to go. And we haven't done that before where we publicize, go here and print it out.
Sure.
And I'll get that on the forms this year.
Great. And is that link live yet, or is that something that's going to be in the near future?
I'd have to look because the auxiliary has been going through a lot of software changes.
Oh, okay.
And I'd have to go and find it.
Okay.
Right now, I don't even know where it is, but then again, my boats don't get examined because they're all tiny and man-powered.
Well, if you guys do find it and you want to send the website along to me, I'll be sure to post it in the show notes, and we'll get that out to everybody so they're aware of it. But
the other thing I would mention is that and Marty's really good at this. When we come over to do these exams, we also set up a place where we have a number of brochures and navigation aids and things of that nature available for the public at no charge. As of course, there's no charge for the vessel examination as well. But I have been really surprised, actually, when we've done that, how much information pamphlets and things of that nature that people take with them, because they will vary to a couple dozen different subjects that have something to do with boating. And it's really very useful information. We will make that available as well when we come over. And Marty usually handles that for us as well.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, so it's not just physical exams. We can offer you a tremendous amount of information about a number of different subjects, including if you're interested in joining the auxiliary,
Good to know.
which we're always interested in getting good people.
Now, you're also both involved with the search and rescue element of the auxiliary. Could you tell us a little bit about that as well?
Well, Needham and Asha is a search and rescue detachment. So we have a number of coxswains and crew that are trained in that area, and it's pretty diligent and extensive training. And essentially, we will get the call. The call will normally come from the Coast Guard, or it will come from the DNR, or it will come from a local sheriff's department or police department. Anybody that's monitoring, marine radio. And when we get the call, our goal is to be on the water in 30 minutes. I know from my house to the boathouse where we store our boats, it's 29 minutes, and it takes me 1 minute to get from my vehicle to the boat, and I always have everything ready to go in the back of the Jeep, and we're out doing our jobs, trying to help keep boaters safe in a search and rescue situation like that. In fact, we just had one probably 4 weeks ago, maybe, where the only thing the Coast Guard picked up on marine radio was the word help. And so we, obviously we got our search and rescue got out immediately, and we were out on the water, brought over the helicopter from Traverse City. This is on Lake Winnebago. And so with working with our air unit, we were able to cover the lake. That air unit can cover the lake pretty quickly. And we were able to do it. As it turned out, it was a happy ending. A civilian boater actually found this boater before we did and brought them into safe harbor, which was good news. That's all we want to know is that they're safe. So it's an important part of what we do.
Well, it's great to hear, and thank you both for your service to the community and for helping keep boaters safe. And we're absolutely love to hear the stories of rescues that turn out well. Hope to have you back on the show again, maybe when it's a little closer to the vessel examination time. And in the meantime, we'll be sure to post up a link to the Coast Guard Auxiliary website and share that with everybody as well. Marty, Perry, thank you both for being on the show.
Thank you to you and Darla.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Welcome, everybody. We are here with Mr. Roger Russove, the director of Two Rivers Main Street, for another segment of Main Street Minute. Roger, it's been entirely too long. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, Todd. It has been too long.
Yeah. Well, welcome back to the show. Obviously, everybody's very interested in what's going on as we're heading into the holiday season here. Even regardless of COVID, there's some other good stuff that's going on that I think the community of Two Rivers has to look forward to. And so looking forward to hearing, what's in the hopper for the coming weeks.
Well, and I'm excited to talk about some things. We've got some new things going on this year that we haven't done before. The first one of those that I'll talk about, which is actually going on right now until November 25th, is called our Plus 25 promotion. And this is a new promotion that we created specifically to get people shopping in downtown Two Rivers. We could call it an early holiday shopping. We could call it, buy something for yourself before you buy gifts for other people, however you want to look at it. But
it reminds me of the I don't know if you were a fan of Parks and Recreation, but some of the characters on there would say, treat yourself, right?
There you go. Absolutely. Yeah, and the way this works, we're asking people to make $25 purchases at 3 different Main Street businesses. And simply, they need to do that anytime. I'm going to say before November 25th, but we have a little bit of a caveat on that. Once you've made your 3 purchases, you could take a picture of your receipt and email it to us at director@tworiversmainstreet.com, or you can take your receipts into the Whitecap Insurance Agency office in the 1800 block on Washington Street. They are one of the 2 major sponsors of this event. The first 50 people that get their receipts to us will get out of a grab bag a $25 gift certificate to a Two Rivers business. So you make 3 $25 purchases and we'll give you $25 to spend again. As I mentioned, Whitecap Insurance Agency, Nathan and Teresa, were gracious enough to be a supporter of this and help us buy the gift certificates. The gift certificates were not donated by the businesses. We purchased all of those. And we did have a secondary sponsor, Travis Stevens of Remax Realty, who of course is president of the Main Street Board of Directors, is also contributing financially.
And we think nice guy.
Yep. And we think this is a great way to and you brought up COVID a little bit. This isn't necessarily COVID related, but people have gotten very accustomed to shopping online. And we're trying to come up with some ways to get them back in the habit of shopping at their local businesses in Two Rivers.
Absolutely. I would love to get back in the habit of doing business here too. But I'm a Lord of the Rings nerd, so that just really caught me in the right place. Caught me in the feels. But my feeling is, so many businesses around here are eager to help anybody that wants to shop. Like, I've had this experience with traders and others, in the area that if you say you need something, like they're going to walk out to the curb to you with whatever you need, or like sometimes they'll even drop by your house and drop it off for you. I mean, very accommodating, very high touch, personalized, service from the businesses in town.
Oh, absolutely. And you mentioned two ways, the curbside pickup thing, which had been talked about a lot back in late spring and early summer, is still available from businesses if that's how you're comfortable. We do have plenty of businesses here, whether it's restaurants or retail businesses that have some sort of delivery set up. So if you place an order, they'd be glad to bring it to your house, drop it off on your porch. There's a lot of different ways to do business with our local businesses here in Two Rivers.
Now that's really, really great. And again, to shop at any 3 local businesses, $25 or more, and then either drop things off the white, is it the Whitecap Insurance Agency?
Yep.
Or send an email to you at director@tworiversmainstreet.com. Did I get that correct down there?
Yeah.
In the
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Very good.
Yep.
I'll leave that up there for a minute. Excellent. So there's some other related shopping events that are also coming up too, correct?
There are. And like I said, this first one, the Plus 25 event, ends November 25th, or when the 50 gift certificates have been given out. Then a few days after that, on Small Business Saturday, which is November 28th, we will be again holding for the third time our Shop Hometown Two Rivers event. And that's an event that we partner with Shoreline Credit Union, your hometown credit union, to bring people down to Two Rivers and shop. And a lot of people have the hometown credit card where you get points when you make purchases at participating local businesses. And Shoreline will be doing some events to tie into that. But what we do here in Two Rivers is we will have a Shop Hometown Two Rivers headquarters on that day. And that will be right next to Basiliska Bibble's Art Gallery in her empty space. At 9 o'clock, we'll open the doors. The first 200 people to get there will be handed a goodie bag with gift certificates from local businesses or Cool City cash in it, coupons, things like that, information about businesses. In order to get your bag, you have to give us your cell phone number.
Got it.
Then at 10 o'clock, we'll pull one of the cell phone numbers out of a hat and we'll call that person. They'll have 15 minutes to get back to Shop Hometown headquarters. If they make it in 15 minutes, we'll hand them $25 in Cool City cash. If they don't, Cool City cash goes back in a pot, and at 11 o'clock, we'll make another phone call. If that person gets back in 15 minutes, they'll get $50 if the first person didn't claim theirs. We'll make those phone calls every hour on the hour until 2 p.m. And then at 2 p.m., we'll give the last person 15 minutes to get in. And that's when we'll wrap it up for the day.
Fantastic. I know I've participated in past years. I haven't won. I'm still waiting for my phone call, Roger, but I know it's a super worthwhile event to do. I do have an important question for you, though.
Mm-hmm.
Whose hat are you drawing the winners out of?
Santa's hat.
Santa's hat. Oh, well,
yep.
Then it all makes sense. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So that's Saturday, November the 28th.
Yep.
Starting at what time of the day?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Okay. And it's going to run through.
Through the last phone call is made at 2.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Now, along with that, of course, typically that would be the day of the hometown Christmas parade.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, this year, due to lack of participation and other issues, we have decided to cancel the parade. But we are in the process of organizing some live music performances in Central Park during the day that day. For people that are downtown shopping, they can stop and listen to choirs, band and orchestra groups, things like that outside. And we also will have Santa has agreed to come down during the day and visit some local businesses. He'll be doing that at random, but he'll have gifts for the little ones. He'll have gifts for mom and dad that are out shopping. Just he likes coming here for the parade, and of course, since the parade's not going on,
Sure.
he is able to get down here during the day. And at 2 o'clock, he'll be leaving to go back to the North Pole. And at 5:30, Santa's agreed to come on Facebook Live with us for an hour and a half.
Oh, so cool. That'll be fun.
Yeah, tell some Christmas stories and answer questions from kiddies and their parents and things like that. And that'll be going on from 5:30 to 7 then on Saturday night.
Oh, that sounds like such a nice family event. Very, very
Yeah.
good. Very good.
Yep.
Excellent. I know people are going to be missing the parade this year, but I think for everybody's safety, I guess it's we do what we can to make candy canes out of peppermint. I don't know.
Okay. Out of sugar.
It was
whatever.
a stretch. I'll give you that.
It works though. It works.
Excellent. And so the other thing I wanted to ask you about is for those people that don't know what it is, what is Cool City Cash?
Okay, I'm glad you asked that. Cool City Cash is something that we started. We're just ending the second year of this now. It's basically a gift certificate that you can purchase from the Two Rivers Main Street office and use at about 30 downtown businesses in Two Rivers. They come in $5 and $25 increments. You can buy whatever combination of those that you want, and you take it into a business, you use it just like money. So for somebody that wants to encourage their employees, friends, relatives to spend money locally here in Two Rivers, it's a great way to do that. And like I said, it's available at the Two Rivers Main Street office. You can contact us via email, which Todd posted before, and we can make arrangements to get some to you. We also use that as we are on for Shop Hometown Two Rivers on that Saturday. We use that as a prize for promotions and things like that to give people a choice of where they want to spend that once they get it.
Excellent to hear. And now, as if that wasn't enough, because there's a lot going on, there's yet one more promotion that's happening in December, correct?
There is, and that's Shop Local Two Rivers. We called it Shop Local Two Rivers Week last year. We're actually going to do it for 2 weeks this year, and the timing of that will be December 7th to December 20th. And again, we're encouraging people to make 3 $25 purchases at Two Rivers Main Street businesses. I should say at participating Main Street businesses. And what they'll do is the first business you make a qualifying purchase at, they'll give you a passport.
Mm-hmm.
They'll note the purchase, the date, the business name, the initials, things like that in the passport. Then you visit business number 2, business number 3. Once you've filled your passport, you can leave it at the last business that you make a qualifying purchase at. On Monday, December 21st, we'll have volunteers that will visit all these businesses and pick up the passports, and we will be drawing from the qualifying entries and giving away a total of $500 in Cool City Cash.
Very nice.
To people who win those drawings.
That sounds amazing. Very, very nice promotion to promote shopping downtown. A lot of stuff going on. Wow.
There is, and it's going to be a fun. It's going to be a fun December. We're doing some new things. We're doing some old things. We're reinventing some things, and I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, it's going to be a fun Christmas season.
Well, I think going through a difficult year, as we all have, that that it kind of forces us to invent some new things, but not leave behind the good things that we were in the past. So, grateful for all that you and the Two Rivers Main Street team does. Much appreciated, and I guess we'll be seeing you at the Plus 25 promo coming up, as well as at Small Business Saturday.
Sounds good. Sounds good, huh?
All right. Roger Russove, Two Rivers Main Street. This has been Main Street Minute. Roger, thanks for joining us as always.
Thank you. Appreciate it.